Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan. I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him. Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan. Yeah. I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us on this glorious Tuesday. It is August 2nd now.
Yep.
Last night was Raw. And today we're going to give you our Raw thoughts. I got to start out by saying this is the first Raw that I've watched in a while. Getting back into it, and it's blowing my mind that this is the product. But okay, let's talk about it. What are your thoughts for tonight?
I mean, it's always just rematches now. Like, no matter what, it's just been a series of rematches for a long time. And I don't know, man, it just shouldn't be that many. It shouldn't just be this all the time. And then this Goldberg shit, they started the whole show out with Bobby Lashley and Goldberg.
The only thing I could think of at the beginning of the show was "Go home, Goldberg, you're drunk."
Well, what's crazy is, so the crowd was booing Goldberg at first.
Yeah.
And then Lashley and MVP started talking and shit, and
Yep.
then they started chanting Goldberg.
Well, they also started chanting "We want Bray Wyatt."
Yeah, they started chanting "We want Wyatt" during Goldberg's promo.
Yeah. And
So it's like
it out.
The Chicago fans were wild. You know what I mean?
Something like that.
And just a bit indecisive, I think, with the whole Goldberg situation. And we had an appearance from Youngberg. I honestly didn't even know Goldberg had a son, and I thought for fucking a split second, I thought that was Hook.
I thought the same thing. I was like, is that Hook?
I was like, boy, your daddy is going to beat your ass.
He's going to be so mad.
He's going to be so mad at you. How dare you? But, yeah, that was just a bad. And then, like, the shit spear that Goldberg did.
Horrible. And how was MVP still hurting from that sloppy-ass spear 2 hours into the program?
Osteoporosis. Because I don't know what else it would have been.
He sold that, I'll tell you what.
For the rest of the show? Yeah. And then there was, what did they do after that? It was terrible. I know it was. And then they did the Miz TV thing with Johnny Drip Drip now. It's been Johnny Nitro.
So
Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny some other shit, John Morrison.
I just want to go to the show just to see if they kayfabe get the Miz into that ring and with that wheelchair every time and get him out of the ring kayfabe.
Yeah, show up early, show up before call time.
Does he like hobble his ass into the ring, or is he just like get up, get in, get the fucking thing in, sit back down right in front of the entire crowd, just like fuck it?
Yeah, what is really, yeah. How well are there going to be episodes of Miz and Mrs.
with him in a wheelchair?
With him in the fucking wheelchair?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Because keep kayfabe alive. Keep it alive. But yeah, and then I guess Sheamus. So it was. Oh wait, no. So it was They did Drew McIntyre
against all three of them, was it, or just? I thought I don't.
It was just the two goons at first.
Okay. I don't know. He brought his
Shanker and. I can't remember.
He brought his Loch Ness Monster Nessie sword to the fucking ring for some reason.
I think that's kind of when I was over like what they've been doing with Drew McIntyre. It really sucks.
It sucks that he didn't get his opportunity in front of a crowd.
I mean, right when they were pushing that dude, and it
Yeah.
was all going great, and it should have continued to go great.
And it really sucks
But
is his reign ended right before we came out of it too.
yeah, and he's always going to have that stigma over himself as
Yeah.
being
The no fan
he was the
champion.
dude that kept the fucking belt pretty much through the whole shit. So
Yeah. Sucks to suck.
well, I mean, it's not his fault, man.
No, it's not.
It's not like he's booking himself and shit.
I don't know. Of course not.
Yeah,
We all know whose fault it is.
Right. I mean, ultimately, deep down, at the end of the day,
Deep down into the
it's on Vince McMahon for all of this bullshit. I mean, because we've all heard of, the consistent rewrites and shit that are last minute.
Yeah.
He just rips the shit up that everybody else is. And he's got creative teams of shit. You know what I mean? It's not just like a couple writers anymore. It's fucking a lot of people that are involved in it, in the whole creative process now. So for him to just take all of those people's hard work and be like, fuck all of this.
The funny thing is, a lot of them aren't even wrestling fans.
Well, I mean, but I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, fuck, dude. Movies sell tickets. People watch other shows. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad idea to take story ideas and concepts from other types of shows and shit like that. Like, I don't necessarily agree with the amount of comedy writers that they've hired, but
I've now determined that Circus Soleil should just...
Bruce Pritchard loves comedy.
Circus Soleil needs to put together a wrestling program.
I thought that's what AEW was doing.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm sorry. I had to slide that one in while I had the chance. My bad. Sorry.
But yeah, Reggie, he's just the Black Peter Pan. He's so slick and taunty.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever.
Yeah. And so that's still not a Missouri accent, right? Didn't he say he's from Kansas City, Missouri, or something?
I mean,
and that what he said last week was that he was from Kansas City, Missouri.
I mean, Kenny Omega's from North Carolina.
So look, man, it's like, why do they keep doing this accent shit with these people? Like, I really don't. It's really so like, we all remember Kofi being Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Why is Ron Simmons? Why was Ron Simmons named Farouk? Why did they repackage One Man Gang?
There's no
into
I don't know.
The American Dream.
I don't know, but my question is why do they keep making matches that inevitably somebody's gonna continue to get buried?
Well, this is like what we were talking about. Oh, what? Fucking Keith Lee and Karrion Kross? Oh, that
Ching,
was fair.
ching, ching, ching.
Why are they even doing that? I just don't get what they're doing with Karrion Kross. Like,
why?
I don't know why they want to keep bringing him to Raw, and they're like...
So they brought him to Raw, and he got his ass kicked by Jeff Hardy.
Man, I don't know. It wasn't an ass kicking.
Okay, he lost to Jeff Hardy. He lost to Jeff Hardy. The next week, he was supposed to lose to Jeff Hardy again, but we all know Jeff Hardy had a little run-in with the sickness. So
he caught the coof. So they put him against Keith Lee, right? That was or did he skip a week? Last week he wrestled Keith Lee.
No, I don't know who. I don't remember who he wrestled last week.
Yeah,
I don't even know because I haven't watched this in so long.
Well, he won against Keith Lee. Or man, I don't fucking know. It's so hard, dude. It's all just some weird blur of Raws.
Well, like I texted you earlier today, we got to
8
o'clock.
You get to 8 o'clock and you're like,
all right, one more hour. Wait,
we're on the home stretch, and then you're like, oh no, we're not even halfway into this mess.
Oh God,
it is just atrocious.
And I think that's one of the things that's helping SmackDown is being only a 2-hour show.
I mean, I think that's what helps all wrestling shows is either they're an hour or 2 hours, and like fantastic. That's just like, dude, people's attention span ain't ready for 3 hours of wrestling. I'm not, and I watch 25 hours of wrestling a week. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit down and just bang out 3 hours on a Monday that's not meaningful at all. It's not even like pay-per-views are 3 hours, and
Yeah.
I'm very selective of the pay-per-views that I'm gonna purchase. You know what I mean?
Well, you got Peacock, so.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about WWE's pay-per-views. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Like that's not even. They just call them pay-per-views.
Yeah, they're not. They're not anymore.
Well, I guess they are in like other countries, in other places, but like for the most part, no, they're not.
Yeah.
But like AEW, like I think I've gotten the majority of their pay-per-views. I get a lot of the GCW pay-per-views.
Well, those are affordably priced, but when you're spending $50.
Well, not just that, they're worth it. The whole card is worth it. You know, Impact. I always enjoy Impact shows and Ring of Honor stuff. I always enjoy all that stuff. I've always just kind of enjoyed their big cards. I think they always put on some really good matches. It just sucks that not enough people are watching those shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if more casual fans watched other promotions, it would really kind of swerve what WWE is doing as far as its whole product, because they try to listen to casual fans more than anything, I think. And they're always for like the big pop in numbers and stuff like that. So I don't know. Raw's just been going down the fucking drain for, I don't know, years now.
Before the pandemic, in my opinion.
I want to say like 2018 and early 2019 were pretty good. They weren't like terrible. There were still some pretty good storylines and stuff going on.
Well, back to last.
That was like the beginning of Drew McIntyre like becoming a badass and all of, you know, that was all. It wasn't too bad. It got worse. It got decidedly worse.
So back to last night. I missed it. How did Nia Jax get her wig split?
I don't know. Probably. Look, dude. I don't know. Really,
I was bored into my phone during that match, and I look up and she's got blood all down her face.
I mean, I don't know. Rhea Ripley's out there and basically just studs and leather.
Right. So. I'm sure she got poked.
Probably something that was connected to Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It might have been an errant blow. Man, and with Nia Jax, you never know.
So, I would hate to have to wrestle Nia Jax.
Well, over the last few months, she hasn't like been just hurting nobody. So, whatever. You know what I mean? You just move on from that. At least, well, I mean, it's still better than what they're doing with Eva Marie and Doudrop. I can't believe they did that to Piper Niven, dude. Piper Niven was a beast. And in NXT UK, she was like one of my favorites to watch, just because she's so good. Like, she's just really, 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 really good.
I don't know what's going on with WWE, but their name department lately has just been non-existent.
You know what I don't get though is, how are you gonna like release Bray Wyatt and shit over? A lot of these people that they release, they've been saying, "Oh, it's budget cuts." But budget cuts, just trying to fucking trim up the budget. But you got Eva Marie in here still for what? Like, it's not reinvigorating the women's division. It's not. You're not doing anything for Piper Niven.
Well, we know what it's going to take to reinvigorate the women's division.
I mean, we all know that if there's an event, there's going to be the eventual turn, and Doudrop's like, "My name isn't fucking Doudrop. I'm Piper Niven." You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Piper Niven's going to be all on her own. I mean, it's bound to happen. It has to happen. She almost said her name, and old girl cut her off. So they already planted that seed in the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, I mean, that's going to happen. Probably way too long.
Okay, so catch me up. Is Doudrop Eva's doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the story. All right.
She named her that. She came out, and because they were like, "And who are you?" And she was like, and she goes, "Doudrop. Doudrop. Your name is Doudrop." And that's shit. Ridiculous. Like, yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. I was upset that night.
It's almost as bad as T-Bar and Mace.
I mean, it wasn't upset as Drew McIntyre saying that his sword was made from the Loch Ness monster.
Oh God.
Bro, I had to walk off because it was so terrible.
I don't
Like
know.
I can't believe that somebody wrote that and then read it and then passed it on to Vincent, passed it on to Bruce Pritchard and everybody else in the back. They were like, "Check this out. I think I got this is the one. I've been working on this all day. Check it out."
I think
And they all read it and they were like, "Man, this is I love it.
I love it. Loch Ness
Show the-
monster.
Show
By
the old
God.
man. Yeah, show the old man.
Old man looks at it. My God, I love it.
That's good shit.
This is good shit.
Yeah. Put it run it.
Run it. Put it on. Oh man. So like I think
And he sat there and said that shit
the most
with a
cringe
straight ass face.
the most cringe part of the night I'd have to say for me was
tonight?
when Charlotte was talking and they were steady calling for Becky Lynch, and then she acknowledged it, and I was like, "Oh God, don't acknowledge it."
I mean, the crowd basically hijacked the show. Production.
God bless Chicago.
For real. I mean, production did their best trying to mute it, but like you could tell that there was Becky chants, there was CM Punk chants.
God bless the big fat dude like me in the second row on hard cam, flipping that bitch off all the time, and they kept having to blur it out. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
I mean, that's how I'd feel if I was sitting there having to watch all that. And then plus, think about it, they've been there for main event now. Right, they do main event, and then they do 205 Live on SmackDown. Yeah. But so yeah, people have already been sitting there watching main event. They watched Jackson Riker beat Cedric Alexander. I'm sure Chicago loved every bit of that. Why is Jackson Riker even?
I forget that 205 Live and main event are even a thing.
Well, they released the entire roster of 205 Live, so I don't know even what that means anymore. It used to be like a cruiserweight show, and now it's not anymore. Now it's something else with 5 dudes on it.
The same 5 dudes wrestling the same 30 minutes every fucking week.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't really watch it, man. I know it's kind of people that are transitioning between the main roster and like NXT, and people that bounce back and forth between NXT and the main roster, but I don't know, man. I don't really mess with those shows because it's just too much content.
So
too much. It's too much. It's too much product on top. It's too much. And what sucks is there's always good matches on 205 Live and main event. Usually, I'll say 205 Live has better matches consistently than main event does. Right? Because there were some Mojo Rawley fucking matches on main event I saw that were just like.
Well, that's why you suffer through that, and I suffer through Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
So the main event tonight was the no holds barred match between Nikki Cross and Charlotte, and Nikki Cross retains.
I mean, until SummerSlam, they're gonna let her have her little run until SummerSlam, I think, and then Charlotte's gonna. I'm so fucking tired of Charlotte. It's just, she's just too much. I've been over it. I thought her and Becky, that whole like feud and like it built Becky into the man and all that. Like I thought that was some of the best like women's wrestling that's happened in a good long while, as far as on WWE, like Raw, SmackDown women's wrestling. And I think they had a Hell in a Cell match that was pretty good, and they had a really good run. But then after that, like it's like they don't know what to do with Charlotte anymore, so they're just turning her like they're like, hey, you know what, just go out there and be a bitch, and
go out there and be
just go out there and act like you deserve everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like so and it's like they snuck this whole Nikki Ash thing in there, which I still think. I think it's a good gimmick for them to run with because
I'm not gonna think it's a good gimmick.
Children do watch wrestling, Brady. Like no matter what,
I know,
you gotta think about it.
Have I missed Shane Helms showing up yet?
No, I mean,
Has he shown up yet?
I think it was a couple weeks ago or something like
Did
that. He
he?
might have.
Did he
He
come?
might have went
Did
through there.
Hurricane come and give
Might have
us a
went
little
through there.
approval? If
I
that
don't know.
happened and I missed it, I'm gonna have to look. If I find that, I'll give it a little. I'll put a little spec on it.
But I mean, I think as far as what else is happening on Raw, she doesn't fit in at all. You know what I mean? Like it's just such it's so out of place
Yeah,
for the rest of the show. Like there's nothing else for that character or gimmick to really work off of, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think that they're gonna have a lot of longevity out of it. And like, is there gonna be the eventual heel turn where she's just a supervillain? Is there gonna be any of that? Like, because I really liked Nikki Cross in Sanity. I thought she was really good in Sanity, and I liked that whole like little faction.
yeah,
in NXT. I thought it was really
yeah.
good. And then they called all of them up,
And they
kind of separate,
destroyed
kind
every
of
one of them.
separately, and then they made Nikki Cross Alexa Bliss's best friend, and Lexi,
Alexa,
Lexi,
Alexa.
and I just got like so. And then also her match, like her in-ring style changed a lot. Like it was just, I don't know. It's like they lost her character for a while. It was like they were like, no, they were like, don't be that person anymore. We just kind of want you to, be Alexa Bliss's friend. And like, I just didn't get how like she was great in NXT, and they just kind of drove her off into the ground. And now they've repackaged her as this thing, and like, that's cool, but I just don't see a lot of longevity out of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about all the time we got today. I got one question for you. If you could make a sign for tonight and took it to the show, what would it have been?
If I could have taken a sign,
Yeah.
Vince Fierce Burritos.
Mine would have to be "Go home, Goldberg. You're drunk."
Go home, Goldberg. You're drunkberg.
Well, that about does it for us today on our Raw Thoughts. And if you got a sign you thought would have been cool, go ahead and leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm the Fat Man.
I'm Needles.
And we'll catch you next time.